Hello. In today's video, we're going to learn how to solve for quadratics, especially harder ones where a is bigger than 1. In our first example here, I'm going to teach you how to solve quadratics using the cross-factoring method. So in this method, what we're going to do is write the factors of a, which is 18x squared, so that's going to be 9x and 2x, and write the factors of negative 4, which I'm going to say is negative 4 and positive 1. Then I'm going to cross them and multiply each number. So I'm going to multiply 9x with 1, which is 9x, and multiply 2x with negative 4, which is negative 8x. And I'm going to add them together, and we see that they add to x, which is our b value here. That is good because that's how we factor. We want to think of combinations that multiply to a and multiply to c, that when we multiply them together, it will add to our b value. So after that, we're going to factor it very easily. Our factors is just going to come straight from the cross factorization. So it's going to be 9x minus 4 and 2x plus 1 equals to 0. Then I solve it like any other quadratic. I set each bracket equal to 0, and I solve for x. So x equals to 4 over 9, and x equals to negative 1 over 2. In the second example, we need to actually rearrange the format so we can get it back into the ax squared plus bx plus c format equals to 0. This is how we solve for any quadratic. So what we're going to do is we're going to minus 11x and minus 7 on both sides of our equation. And we're going to get 6x squared minus 11x minus 7 equals to 0. Then again, I think about factors of 6x squared and factors of negative 7 that can combine and equal to negative 11. And those factors are going to be 3x and 2x for 6x squared, and negative 7 and positive 1 for negative 7. Again, I cross my factors, and I'm going to get negative 14x and 3x. And once again, if I add them together, I get my b value. So these are my factors. So my answer is 3x minus 7 times 2x plus 1 equals to 0. And once again, I'm going to set each factor equal to 0 and solve for x. So x equals to 7 over 3, and x equals to negative 1 over 2. In this next example, we're going to have to solve this quadratic by expanding first and then collecting like terms. So first, I'm going to expand my bracket, 3x plus 4 times 3x plus 4. A mistake that students often make is when they see this 3x plus 4 squared, they think, well, the answer to our expansion is just 9x squared plus 16, but that's not the case. As you can see from this expansion, that it's actually multiplying binomials. So we're going to use the FOIL method to open our brackets here. So the first terms times each other, 3x times 3x is 9x squared. Our outside terms times each other is 3x times 4, which is 12x. Our inside terms multiplied together are 4 and 3x, which is again 12x. And finally, our last terms, which is 4 and 4, multiplied together is 16. And on the other side is just opening up brackets normally. Then I want to bring all the like terms on the same side, so I'm going to minus 21x and minus 28 on both sides of the equation. And if we do that and collect like terms, we're going to be left with 9x squared plus 3x minus 12 equals to 0. And I can see that I can actually common factor 3 from both sides of the equation, and I'm going to be left with 3x squared plus x minus 4 equals to 0. And this will be a very easy factoring. It's just going to be 3x minus or plus 4 times x minus 1. And my answer to this is going to be x equals to negative 4 over 3 and x equals to positive 1. This next question is very similar to the last question we did. So how about you pause the video and try yourself. Okay, let's take it up. So first, I'm going to expand the binomials. So I'm going to again use the FOIL method First, 4x times x is 4x squared. Outside terms, negative 4x. Inside terms, positive x. And last terms, negative 1. Plus 3 equals 0. Then I'm going to distribute the 2. 8x squared minus 8x plus 2x minus 2 plus 3 equals 0. I'm going to then collect my like terms, and I can factor this. So the factoring for this is going to be 4x minus 1 times 2x minus 1 equals 0. And again, I'm going to set both my brackets equal to 0 and solve for x. So x equals to 1 over 4, or x equals to 1 over 2. In this final example, we're going to look at how to solve for quadratics where fractions may be involved. So anytime you see an x or a variable in the denominator, you usually want to get rid of it by multiplying the denominator on both sides of the equation. So I see that x plus 1 is currently a denominator. So I'm going to multiply both sides of my equation by x plus 1. And this results in cancellation of x plus 1 on the right side and a binomial multiplication, which I need to open up by expanding on the left side. So I'm just going to do just that. X squared minus 2x plus x minus 2 equals 4. Bring the 4 on the other side by minusing 4 on both sides. And by collecting like terms, I'm going to get x squared minus x minus 6 equals to 0. And this is our simple factoring. So two numbers that multiply to negative 6 and add to negative 1 is going to be x minus 3, x plus 2 equals to 0. And again, I'm going to set each bracket equal to 0, and my answers are going to be 3 and negative 2. Thank you for watching my video today. I hope that it helped, and there are more videos coming soon for more GCSE topics. See you next time.